Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Design Cuts session all about Fresco, which should be super fun to get into. This is our first Fresco session, and I'm thrilled to welcome back the wonderfully talented and lovely Claudia Riveros. How are you, Claudia?
Hey guys, I'm super fine. Really excited about Fresco. Very fun.
Yeah,
yes,
I really.
it's very fun.
We've been trying to do more of these sessions where it's focusing on softwares that are often a little bit neglected. So obviously we do Procreate all the time, Photoshop, Illustrator, but we recently had a bunch of InDesign sessions, and as I say, this is our first day ever about Fresco. So hopefully any Fresco users in our community are like, finally, this is what we do.
Yeah. I saw a question from you guys that said that how do you compare Procreate to Fresco? And if it's not a problem, I can answer it now. But
please, yeah, good intro.
For sure. So for me, I feel like Procreate is my pretty sketchbook, where even though I can undo, I can't really do so many mistakes. It feels like there's more of a commitment, but Fresco just feels Fresco. Like it feels so free. So because of the live brushes, it just has this element of error, of something natural, flowy, and it's just so much fun. Like I really like this program a lot. And I'm a loyal person, so once I find like a program, I'm like, this is my program, and that's it. But
so then you're full Fresco now.
No,
or you're both.
I was full Procreate. Procreate, and nothing else could compare to Procreate in my eyes. He was my sunshine, and it was like the best thing. But then I tried Fresco, and I'm cheating.
No,
I committed adultery.
Procreate, if you're listening, it's gonna be okay.
Get a live brush. I'm sorry. I need a live brush in my life. It's cool.
We will get to understand exactly what you mean by live brush and all these other Fresco terms today. But I'm excited. Honestly, I'm a bit of a newbie when it comes to Fresco. So I hear a lot of buzz, but I haven't really had like a deep insight into the program yet. So you're going to educate me today, Claudia.
For sure. Awesome. That's super cool. No pressure.
Over to you, please. Jump right in.
Okay. Here I just opened Fresco. And you can see some of the things that I've been just having fun with. I've been missing the beach, as all of us during the winter. So I just felt like drawing, a relaxing beach scene. And this is kind of the practices I've been doing. So you can kind of see how free it feels. But I'll just open one of them. So it's really like basically like a watercolor painting, But once we're in the homepage. Yeah, thank you. Once we're in the homepage, I usually just set my current screen size, because it's just like sort of a sketch. If you have a particular size, then you like just put it there. But from here, I always like to put it vertical, just as I would a piece of paper. And now the cool thing about Fresco is that you have different types of brushes. So you have the vector brushes. Just like in Illustrator, you have the pixel brushes, like in Photoshop, you have live brushes and you have mixer brushes. Today, we're going to be using live brushes, and it's this second brush here. If we click on it, you'll see live brushes, and you have watercolor or oil. Today, we're going to be using watercolor, but I just want to show you how cool it is. So here, I'm just going to choose like a color. I'm going to just go with this. And if we paint, it just like, it's so cool. It really like opens like this. And if
is this what you meant by live brushes before?
Yeah. These are the live brushes. And now if I choose another color, for instance, and I just put it and the water touches, it mixes together like it would regular watercolor. So it really, I'm just touching now and then it just expands on its own. You see?
Damn. So we're like 2 minutes in and you're blowing my mind already.
Yeah, it also blew my mind when I opened it for the first time. I was like, no way. It just, next update, I'm sure they're just going to make your iPad spray the odor of the paint. And then it's going to be like, it feels so real.
It's going to be like a 4D experience, virtual reality.
Exactly. There's also this other small thing I just wanted to tell you guys before we start painting. So we know. There's this small circle here. You kind of see it there in my screen. And if you click on it and you paint, then it's pure water. So it doesn't paint on the color, but it's just water. You see?
Yes.
Like this. Exactly. And here you have, I'm going to show the sorts of brushes we have. So we have the watercolor round detail, which is a little bit more of a kind of a like let's say a drier brush without so much water, right? It still expands, it still has water, but it doesn't really, it's a little bit more for details. Then the one that we just used, the soft wash, then the watercolor flat, which is kind of the same, but a little bit thicker, a little bit less controlled as the first one that I showed. Then the wet splash, which is super nice to add like a finishing thing.
This is amazing. Where my mind goes is this is still so new, but it's so good. Like, where is this technology going to be in 10 years' time?
I have no clue, but I'm super I'm here for it. Like I really like it. And this is the last one. But it, like, for me, the nicest thing is to see them expand like this into each other. It just blows my mind how realistic it really feels. It's so cool. And even though we're not gonna use them, I'm just gonna quickly show you the difference between this and the live oil brushes. Now, you only have these brushes, the watercolor and the oil brushes, as live brushes. If I'm not mistaken, you can't really make them right now because I guess, like you said, it's new technology, and yeah, it's not really something that everyone can do. But here, for instance, the live oil brushes, like, it really feels like you're painting on a canvas, and it really has like this texture. Wait, like you see, it's really incredible. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Fresco for that. But is there any question about like how to use the live brushes, or should we start putting a beach on on our canvas? And I feel like this program Fresco is just like taking your field watercolor palette and your watercolor sketchbook without having so many things. You just have your iPad. Be careful with the sand, but
I was about to say,
yeah.
If you want, Claudia, while you're painting this beautiful beach, I can do some background sound effects. I could impersonate a seagull, maybe, or something.
That sounds very relaxing. So the way I work on watercolor on Fresco is I start from the background forward, because since this is digital and we have magic in our hands, we can always create a new layer on top. So I mean, also you can create a layer and put it behind, but it feels more natural to bring it up from behind to the like thing that is closer to us. So to make a new layer, you have this small square with a plus sign here, and you can make it. Now, if you choose a vector or a vector brush, it's going to make a vector layer for you. But since we have a live brush, and that's sort of a pixel brush, then as soon as we put one, then it's going to make it a pixel layer like that. So just so you guys know. I'm going to start with the watercolor wash soft, and I'm just going to, here is the size. You can make it bigger here. I'm just going to make a little bit of a sky. I'm going to leave some space for some clouds later on. Just really freely putting my colors there. One thing I also like to do is to take the color menu and take it with me, because then it's easier and faster to choose the colors. I would like to have a darker color, and on the same layer, I'm just going to start adding a little bit of texture to the sky.
Oh, that looks so realistic.
Yeah, it's crazy. I really am a big fan.
This is about as advanced as my watercolor paintings get in real life, by the
way. But you're looking good. Have a future as a painter. Now, on real watercolor, you want to leave the white for because you can't really take the paint out. But again, since we're on digital, I'm just leaving sort of where my clouds will go. But later on, we're going to make a layer on top and make some clouds. So we're cheating a little bit, but it's fine. I'm just going to add a little bit more color to the sky, because it's just so much fun to see it expand. Like this. Maybe a little here, maybe here. Okay, I'm happy with this. I'm going to make a new layer on top, and I'm going to go with white and the same brush. So watercolor wash soft. And I'm just going to start kind of making a little bit more cloud-like shapes around this guy. Even though we're going to be using mainly the live brushes, there's also other tools that we can use. I'm going to show them in a second. So from here, I'm going to return to my first layer where the blue is, and I'm going to choose the smudge. And this is the same. You can smudge with any brushes you want. I just chose one from Dry Media. It really doesn't matter. I just want to soften a little bit of these edges so it feels a little bit more like it's bled into it, kind of like this. Also a little bit here on the clouds. Kind of want to soften a little bit the edges.
What would you say are the biggest differences between Procreate and Fresco? Is it the light brush and the dynamic nature of the water?
I feel like, yeah, I think that's a fair thing to say, that the major difference is the live brushes, because I mean, it's basically like having Photoshop for the rest. But I feel like you can even have Photoshop brushes in your Fresco. So it's basically like having Procreate, but the live brushes are just a game changer for me. So that's like the main difference, you know. I'm going to add a little bit more of this color down here because I want it to be just a little bit brighter because there's a lot of sun in our forehead. Just delusional thinking about the sun. Here we go. There. Okay, so this will be my sky. Like, it doesn't look like much now, but we're gonna start including some things. So after this, oh wait, I want to make this small. No, here. I'm gonna make a new layer, and I'm gonna choose the round detail brush, and I'm gonna go with this color in a lighter version. Make sure I'm in a new layer, and with this brush, I'm just gonna create small mountains behind. I'm just gonna. So you see, it really feels like you have a brush chart with more paint instead of of that free brush that we had before. So just like softly and really, like, what I like about it is that it makes me feel like it doesn't matter the mistakes I make. It's just about the joy of making it. You know,
the joy of painting.
The joy of painting.
Quite Bob Ross.
Exactly. And we're gonna put a mountain. And since this is your painting, you can put a mountain wherever you want your mountain to go. It's your world. I'm gonna add just a little bit more of this second color. This is gonna be it. I'm gonna make a new layer. And now with a little bit of a lighter color, I'm gonna work on the horizon. I'm just gonna, here we go. And I'm gonna start pushing it down. I'm gonna change the color to a lighter version and brighter. And just allowing them to mix. I'm gonna, when I touch this circle in the corner, it's just water, like I said. So I'm gonna use this to help it mix a little bit better. Now I'm gonna go slowly towards more of a green turquoise kind of for our beach. This light.
Yeah, so it's like a manual gradient that you're building.
Exactly. And we continue doing that all the way down here. And I'm gonna take now the watercolor soft brush, and with the water, I'm just gonna make it a little bit more blendy, kind of like this. There we go. So this is gonna be our sea for now. Okay. From here, I'm gonna slowly start moving to, I'm actually gonna add just one lighter brush with the round, just one lighter one here. And we're gonna bring in the sand later. So we're gonna go to the yellow and here. I'm gonna make a new layer, and just the same as we did before. We're just gonna kind of paint. I'm gonna make it bigger, kind of paint. Really doesn't matter, just having fun, like this. And if you click on the layer, we can merge it down. Once we merge it down, I'm gonna use the watercolor soft brush, and I'm gonna try to make it kind of blend it here. So like this. So it slowly moves from the sea to the sand. And I make a new layer. I'm gonna go with a little bit of a darker color. Just gonna add a little bit of texture to the sand. Here we go. I'm thinking our sky could be a little bit nicer, so I'm gonna include just one layer down here. And oh, another cool thing, if you just touch the screen, you can select the color, just like in Procreate, like this. So I'm gonna choose this color from the sky, and on this new layer, with the soft brush, I'm just gonna add a little bit more. I feel like it can be a little bit nicer. There we go. The other cool thing is you can change the opacity of the layer. So here, I like it around here. That's it. Now I'm gonna make a new layer, and I'm gonna return to my sandy color. Oh, another thing. Down here you have all the recent colors you used. So you have all the libraries that you have from your Adobe, or the recent colors you used for the illustration. So that's really handy, and it saves a lot of the colors you used. So it's not like in Procreate where it only saves, I think, around, I don't know, 15 or 20, but this one really saves most of the colors you use. So I think that's also great. Now, on this new layer, are you still here with me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
I was just thinking, you're really selling Fresco to me. Honestly, you're opening my eyes.
I'm a big fan, and I'm, like I said, I'm a loyal person, but it made me commit adultery. I really, really, really like this program. I think it's very fun. So on this new layer, I'm gonna add, we're gonna make a palm tree up here. Oh wait, not with this brush actually. I'm gonna go with the, oh yeah, the round detail. Maybe it's too big. We're just gonna change the size here. Oh, also here in the 2 drops, you can change the water flow of it, but I like having it in more. So yeah, like this. Now from here, I'm just gonna create what will be my palm tree just here. Very free. It really doesn't matter. It's just to have fun. Imagine like you're out and you just want to capture that one moment, and no pressure or nothing. You're just having fun like this.
Yeah, it does seem very free.
Yeah, I think the name fits it really good. Fresco, I don't know if you know, but in Spanish it means like kind of free, yeah, like a light, or so.
Yeah, like al fresco.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm just gonna add this for now here. I want some darker color down here. So on the same layer, I'm just gonna allow the color to bleed on it. Let's continue. So like here, and now a darker one even, still in the same layer so that they all mix together. Let me know if there's anyone with a question or anything that I can help with. I would love to help.
So Claudia, just to clarify, you're on one layer, you said, which makes it easier to blend in this particular object.
Exactly. I'm still on one layer, just adding some color value to it. But always, if you feel a little bit uncomfortable about it, you can make a new layer on top and then merge them down and use the water with the modifier down here, this circle that I'm pressing, to mix them together. But yeah, since it doesn't really matter if we make many mistakes here, then I'm just doing it on the same layer. Because like I said, today is about feeling the sun for us that don't have the sun and just having fun. So I'm just gonna include maybe more color here.
Amazing. So how does Fresco compare to Procreate, funny enough, which we've been talking about? So let me rephrase that. What would you say the pros are for Fresco, and what are the things where it's not as good as Procreate?
That's an interesting question. So for me, I feel like the live brushes are the main selling point for Fresco. For me, of course, it has a lot of other cool things. The other thing is that you can use vector. You could start up projects in your iPad and finish it in Photoshop in your computer, which you could also do with Photoshop, with Procreate. But maybe this is a little bit more compatible since it is the same family.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would start with saying that, but at the end of the day, I feel like it really depends on what you're using the program for, because if it's for something like going on a excursion, and having like a fun drawing session with yourself, then I probably would use Fresco. But if you want to work on something like a project, I feel maybe more comfortable with Procreate since I've been using it for longer. But I don't take away that eventually I might feel as comfortable as I do with Procreate with Fresco, because it's really like intuitive, it's really fun, it's very easy to use.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So is there an area where you think Fresco's weaker? Or is it winning on all fronts and it's bye-bye Procreate for you?
No, I'm too loyal for that. I would never leave my beautiful Procreate. But I really like Fresco. I don't know, he's like buying roses for me and taking me to meals and
it's
taking me to the cinema. Yeah, so it's just talking pretty to my ear, but I'm a loyal. but it is really, really nice. I really like it. I honestly wouldn't know what to tell you, because for instance in Affinity I could tell you like, okay, maybe these things are better in Procreate, but here it's like comparing Photoshop to Procreate. It's a hard comparison because they're both so great. So yeah.
Nita says lettering is a bit challenging in Fresco. That's
interesting. That's a good, yeah. Maybe for sure. You know why? Because actually, I just saw that it doesn't have snap lines. So, for instance, in Procreate, when you make a line, if I want to make a straight line, you just make the line and leave it, and then the line will become straight or a shape. And Fresco doesn't have that yet, but I saw that they're working on it. So I would say for now, like that's a great valid point that lettering for sure I think would be easier still in Procreate. But since it's like all I do is draw and paint, then it's like a hard comparison. I think just gonna soften this.
What's going to be interesting though, I bet, as like you say, those lines are coming to Fresco. I bet some form of live paint is going to come to Procreate.
Yes,
as well.
And then my baby's going to catch up.
And then we win because as the consumer, the fact that they're going to be battling it out as the two main apps is going to force them to innovate and release quicker and quicker and better improvements. So
exactly. So I'm here.
We all get to benefit. Yeah.
They can fight for my heart. I'm here.
I love how much you've extended this metaphor. You can tell Valentine's Day is happening this week.
Exactly. Buy me something Procreate, please. I know you have the money.
You got to fight for Claudia's love, Procreate. Okay, can you change the surface that you paint on, e.g., paper, canvas, or board?
Well, you could always include PNG or a textured image. I feel like honestly, I didn't start using Fresco so long ago, so there might be some questions that I don't really know the answer to, but I would like to have watercolor paper texture behind what I'm drawing right now, for instance. So I would just import the texture from you can take a picture of a paper or you can download it. So yeah, I don't think you can change it, but you can play around it, I think.
But to your knowledge, there's no kind of native brushes or backgrounds that are built in?
No. The other brushes that we have are this one. No, this is the vector, sorry. So it's this one. And they are also great. The mixer brushes are really, really fun. But there's not like canvas or things like this, right? They're just, they're very accurate though. I think they're really, really catching up and they're really good. So it's like sometimes, for instance, if you're in Affinity and you're using a charcoal brush, it doesn't feel so much like this, but here it really does. It's very, very nice. So,
amazing. How do you create a color palette? Because I know you showed before it was saving all the colors you'd use, but can you save like specific collections of colors and use them in the future?
Yeah, here you have all. So on the color wheel, if you push it out, for instance, I'm gonna take it away so you can see, but this is the color wheel, right? And if I push it out, then I have it with me on the, like it's open always, and it's easier to use, I think. So here you have all the brushes you have, and you can include them from your Photoshop. I'm sure there's ways, like there's tutorials on it, but I know that you can include your, for instance, here it's like for a logo I did. So yeah, you have them immediately here if you have the Adobe subscription. And on the recent ones, the program alone selects all the colors you've been using for the thing that you're doing, and it creates the color palette of the art piece, so that you can go back to one of the colors and just like tweak it a little bit. Yeah.
How do you delete something or go back a step in Fresco?
So you have here, there's on the top right corner of my screen, there's these two small arrows, one pointing behind and one going forward. So if I point like this, it goes one step behind, and if I point on the other one, it goes one step in front. Now, if you already use Procreate, it's the same commands. So you do 2 fingers, you take one back, and 3 fingers, you take one front.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What are you working on right now, by the way? Is it an iPad or something on your desktop?
Yeah, I'm working on the iPad Pro. It's a 12.9 inch, I think. But to my understanding, you can work on Fresco on anything that has a screen, but I am honestly not 100% sure, because the video I was checking with Fresco, the guy wasn't also super sure. So yeah.
Cool.
But,
this is looking so good, by the way.
Thank you. I'm just having a little bit of fun.
Are you happy if I keep firing questions at you? But please keep talking and demonstrating as well. We have time.
No, it's perfectly fine. You can ask questions, because like right now, I'm not even changing the brush. I'm just gonna say which brush I'm using. I'm still using Watercolor Round Detail, and I'm just adding a little bit of different colors to it, just so it's fun looking. Essentially, it's like, I'm just imagining that I'm there sitting in the beach, and including some more and more colors. So it's really, if you have more questions, that's super nice for me, because I can teach, I can show at least some things. I feel like here I don't have many steps to follow, because it's so free, kind of.
I actually have a question for everyone watching live, but leave a comment in the live chat. If you could be anywhere in the world right now, where would it be? And in this scenario, there is no COVID. This is like, you can go lie on a beach and be free. For me, it would be Hawaii.
Nice.
How about you, Claudia?
For me, honestly, it would be my hometown, but just for a minute, it would be back in Margarita Island in Venezuela. I'm from there. And I would be eating my traditional food, and I would be with my family in the sun, just roasting like a rotisserie chicken. And then I would return here, because I like it here. I like the contrast. I've never seen snow until I was 24, I think.
Oh wow.
So so I like the contrast. Sometimes it does get a little bit too cold, but I like now where I am. I would go to the beach for sure.
Yes,
I love
get us to the beach.
Yes, I'm gonna do this one, and then I'm just gonna lower the opacity of it just to add a little bit more of this detail, but not so bright.
Can you demonstrate how to select the Only Water tool?
Yeah, for sure. So down here, I'm gonna point to it. Here, you see, there's this circle that I have. And if you don't have it, I think if we press, I'm just gonna, just in case people don't have it, I think it's this one. Yeah, so touch shortcut here on the settings, right? Now, once you have it, if you just press on it with your finger and you use you put your pencil to the screen, then it's gonna only be water. See?
That's so smart.
If I push it out, then it's just water out. But I'm just gonna undo that like that. So yeah. I always use it to, for instance, now I want to create a little bit more depth, more shadows. So I'm just making on a new layer, a little bit of stronger colors like this. And then I added water here before. You see, it still follows the water. That's really nice. It really feels super real. So then here we touch again. And on the edge, I'll just make it bleed a little bit. And I want it softer. So I'm going to go with the smudge tool, which is a little bit of a cheat. But
I was going to say, is pure water similar to the smudge, but more like a live brush for smudging?
Yeah, it kind of feels like the randomness of painting, you know, it just goes wherever. So you have to, yeah, like it's not exactly like blending, but I mean, it does blend the brushes. So you could technically say that it's like the blending.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Amazing. Thank you for demonstrating. Are the effects on the live brushes controllable? That's a good question.
No, it really feels, I mean, the cool thing is that you can go back and undo them, right? Because you're still on digital. So it really doesn't matter if you make a mistake, but it really feels very legit, like you're painting on a piece of paper. So yeah, let's say if I wanted to make it like more water, then if I press really hard, then it has the water, you see, like if I would put a drop of water there by mistake. But yeah, you can't really control them. I guess you would learn to use them. And then
yeah, at least you've got undo, like you say.
Yeah, exactly.
Watercolor's the worst if you make a mistake. It's not like oil where you can just cover it up. It's like, oh no.
Yeah, if you didn't leave the white space before, forget about it. There's no highlights on your illustration. So yeah, but I really loved painting with watercolor. So I'm very happy that there's an option that I can be free and have my undo button. And then I don't have to organize my desk. I already just close my iPad and it's done. So nice. So here, I'm just going to quickly say, I made a big line, right, of the darker green. So if I barely touch it, it's already going to include a little bit of this water. So, and it's going to feel the color like if I would be doing on a watercolor paper. So you see, I'm just very lightly touching, and then it opens it up like the watercolor, like this.
The colors are so vibrant, Claudia.
Thank you.
Really, I haven't seen any vibrant color. I've seen grayness here in England for a while.
I know, that's why I was like, I'm gonna make a beach for you.
I feel a bit warmer.
Yes, I'll bring the tropics. I'll bring the tropics to you, no problem. But yeah. I also feel I'm living in Croatia, in Opatija, so there is a lot of vibrant and nice colors, but it's winter, so I'm also lacking some of them. So I'm just like channeling it on my illustrations.
I think Croatia was my last proper vacation, Claudia. Did you know that?
Really? No, I didn't know you came here.
Yeah, it was so nice, like 2 years ago.
Oh, that's super nice. So I know now if you come next time, you should let me know and we should hang out because it's really nice here. I really like it quite a lot.
Well, so many of our favorite people live in Croatia.
Exactly. Maxi Cookie.
Jimbo and Max,
yeah. Wait, and with this last thing, I think this illustration is done and I could maybe do another one for you guys. I mean, you could, of course, you can continue adding and having fun with it. But let's say that you want to capture the view you have in front of you or something, you can we could add shells down here, more details. But yeah, I wanted to show you also another way of drawing the sea, kind of like this one. Wait, another cool thing. If you go out, it automatically saves the thing you're working on. So
okay, I definitely need that.
Like Procreate. Yeah, like Procreate in that sense. I wanted to do something kind of like this one.
Did you paint those waves? Because that looks like a photo.
Yeah, I painted all of it with,
wow.
In preparation for the live event. Because I honestly didn't download it super long ago. Actually, Kat was the one who told me that I should try it out. So I tried it out, and I fell in love. And then she told me that there was this live event if I wanted to be a part of it, and I was like, yes. And I just started drawing for fun, working. But yeah, we can
That's
do
awesome.
one that's similar to this wave. I'm gonna go again with current screen size. This time I'm not gonna make it vertical. And if you wanted to make it vertical, you just put the wrench up here and then you make it here. You rotate it, but I won't do that right now. Again, I'm gonna go with the super cool live brushes, and I'm just gonna choose another blue, and just like before, it's just gonna start freely applying some color here. Really doesn't matter. Just gonna like this maybe. So here, I'm just gonna, I did it again because I'm digital and I don't have to embrace my mistakes, okay?
As amazing as your final piece is, Claudia, like this is the bit which looks scarily realistic to actual watercolor. Like that is so crazy how the paint moves.
Yeah, it's awesome. And right now, this is why I wanted to show you. So if you put a wash of color, I'm just gonna continue with the same brush and I'm just gonna tap it like this, you see? And then it kind of creates this water effect, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's another thing where Fresco can surpass Procreate for the live events, especially. Here you can see my brush. You see? You can see like the head of my brush. Can you? Like the shape or where I'm drawing?
Maybe here. Not actually.
Wait. I'm sure. Oh, I thought it did. It kind of shows the shape of the brush, no?
A little bit. It's hard to see on a live stream, but yeah.
In Procreate you can't. So that's what they were saying last time. I was trying to figure out how to make it so that it would be better next time to have a session. But yeah, I didn't find any way. So I'm gonna add more of a greenish color and I'm just gonna continue doing the same. You see, just like splashing them around, making it seem like water. Just splashing them, having fun. Just a little bit more of this green, and you can even lay them on top of each other because like it really makes them. I'm gonna add more of this green down here. Up here. There we go. Okay, I like this. I'm gonna make a new layer, put it underneath, and I'm gonna go with the sand. I want to choose around this color. I'm just going to paint it behind. I'm even going to take it a little bit up so that it feels cohesive. So it's not like only down here that is kind of yellowish. This. I'm going to add a little bit more shadows here on the sides. A little bit more here. I'm going to choose different colors to give it a little bit more dimension. This. A little bit redder maybe.
Bring back the sound effects, Claudia. Whoosh. It's the least relaxing sound in the world.
Okay, I'm gonna take the white and I'm just gonna make the foam. Imagine we're all in the beach, relaxing. Like here, and then here I'm just gonna make really free shapes. Like just closing, like small cells, kind of. Yeah. We continue doing this thing.
You're going by the form of the splotches to kind of
kind of
little bubbles
them.
And stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of following them, but also like being really free about it. But you can follow them. It's also gonna help with the effect, like this, very free. I'm also gonna include some behind here, just light.
You're really testing my skills as a professional host here, Claudia, not just the person laughing for the whole time.
That makes me very happy. That's what we're here for today. Just having fun in the beach with our friends and the seagull. Like this. So I'm actually gonna make a new layer on top of it. Oh, maybe two. I'm just gonna delete one of them. Here we go. I have this one, and now I'm just gonna make small lines going upwards, very softly, and then we're just gonna make them again with the water modifier. gonna make them bleed out a little bit. Like this, bleed out. It doesn't look super nice. Oh, wait, that didn't modify it. Here we go. There we go. Doesn't look super nice right now, but we will use the smudge tool and smudge it out a little bit. Just make it softer. Kind of like to add a little bit of this white foam feeling to it. There we go. And also here. Okay, awesome. Now I'm gonna make on the layer where I put the blue, I'm gonna now use another brush. I'm gonna use the wet splatter brush, and with the white, I'm also gonna start adding a little bit of this white on the edges here. So it really splashes into the blue water. Here we go. Go with the blue and all over. Ooh, this is too much. A little bit less. This. Here we go. Maybe now a little bit darker. Close it here. Just adding like color splashes like this. Okay, I'm gonna make a new layer on top, and I'm gonna use the same brush with white, and I'm just going to add in the end this water splashes to the foam line that we did at the beginning. This. Here we go. I'm gonna maybe add a little bit more even to the inside. This. Okay, I'm gonna make a new layer and I'm gonna place it underneath the wave. Are you guys still here with me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
We're captivated. Don't worry.
It sounded empty. I was like, no. Okay, my beach, my relaxation.
Did you say that there is no way to combine both the watercolor and the oil brushes?
Oh, yeah, there is, of course.
Okay.
They don't interact. I will use that now so we can see. I'm just gonna add a little bit of this splatter shadow underneath so it gives it a little bit more, and then I'm gonna bring out one of the oil brushes. So let's say now I'm gonna make a new layer, and from these light brushes, we're gonna choose oil. And I'm gonna go with oil detail. It's one of my favorites, I think. And here, you can add like this sort of texture to what you see. So it kind of feels like you're adding extra texture on top. I mean, I think it looks really nice. Of course, if you're into doing like a pure watercolor piece, then maybe, I mean, I would even add them, to be honest. Like, it's all about just having fun with it. So like this. So we can add a little bit of this texture with the oil, and you can really see how it really looks like you're splashing it with a brush.
Oh yeah, it's like a palette knife or something.
Yeah. And the modifier for this one is not pure water, but if you click on this thing, it's like a dry brush. So it's for mixing the oil. So this is like a mixing. Yeah, it's really, really nice. Just gonna add a little bit more of the shine.
I think I thought of one of very few downsides to Fresco, Claudia.
Tell me.
I know I don't want to break your heart with this, but
yeah, it's a new relationship.
That, you don't get access to as many brushes because Procreate have this amazing brushes, but equally thousands of creators making original and unique brushes, including you. You've made some incredible Procreate brushes, and I think when it's not as open source like that, then it's going to be inherently more limited.
Yeah, the thing is that here in Fresco, you can use all the brushes from Photoshop, if I'm not mistaken. But the live brushes are only what they have there. So they are pretty limiting, but if you want to have like a fun sketching session and stuff, then they feel so real. But yeah, I agree with you definitely that's one of the downsides to my new love. Want to lower this opacity here because like here. And so yeah, you see you can mix the two brushes, and I mean I like how it looks. It's like, again, if you would be making a specific paint and then you want to be like as accurate as possible, so it really looks like you're painting with watercolor, then maybe I wouldn't mix them. But for the sake of fun, I would, just to have fun. So here I'm gonna go back to the watercolor ones because I want to add a little bit more of this splotches, and I'm gonna make it darker now. And I made a new layer, so I'm gonna put it underneath. Come with me. Underneath the wave, and with the splotches, I'm just gonna continue adding a little bit of this here, a little bit more. If you have any other questions, just let me know, okay?
I will have a look quickly and see what people have submitted.
Yeah, because this is like, I don't feel like this is so much of a step-by-step tutorial, but like a rundown of how the whole program works, you know? So
it's really helpful though to see how things take shape, see your composition style.
Thank you. I mean, of course, if you would have, more time, then you probably, not more time, but you would probably consider, I'm going to put this here, this there. But right now, since we're all friends in the beach, we're just with the seagulls, just having a little bit of fun like this. And here you go. I'm gonna add a little bit more actually of this splashes here because I can't control myself. I just love looking at them expand. So much fun.
It was so cool. If you have the Adobe subscription, is it included? So if you got the subscription for the computer, is it included for iPad, or do you need a separate subscription?
No. If you have the subscription, you have everything. And if you have the subscription, you can even get this guy, Kyle something. His brushes are really, really good. And you can get them for free with the subscription that you have. So if you have the subscription, you can,
Amazing. Yeah, Kyle was one of the earliest people we worked with when we started Design Cuts. Cool. And then he went and got like, incorporated into Adobe with that huge deal.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
I really like his brushes. I feel like this beach is done.
That was amazing. To be honest, I think that's all we've got time for, but feel free if you would like to stop screen sharing and come back to the main screen. But that's amazing. Thank you so much.
Just a second. No problem.
Claudia, thank you. We appreciate you a ton. Always great fun hanging out with you, and we'd love to welcome you back soon.
Awesome. I will hope to be back soon as well.
Absolutely. Take care. I'll chat to you soon. We'll see you soon.
Guys.
Thanks, Claudia. That was awesome. Bye.